Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another plan with me, and this week it's for the 18th through the 24th of February. So I'm using my Hobonichi weeks. I am going to be using some Simply Gilded washi. This is washi that I had from earlier in the year. I think this one was a pre-sale and this one was from a subscription box like set. So I'm going to be using those two colors and I'll explain why in just a minute. I also have this pair of scissors that I got from, I think I got this like for a few dollars at the Flying Tiger, which is a new kind of shop that's in the downtown Boston area. And then I'm using this Muji hexagonal pen. It's a gel pen. It's in 0.25. And this is one that I really like to use with the Tomoe River paper because it has a super ultra fine tipped point, and so it dries almost immediately. And then this was just because I was kind of writing down a few things that I wanted to make sure I included in my layout for this week. So yes, I did do a little bit of pre-planning for this layout. I think especially since last week was kind of a hot mess, like doing this, I went a little bit overboard on it. And I do realize that as I was like, by the end of that video, I was like, why did it take so long to lay down stickers? That was ridiculous. So this week I'm going to try and keep it simple, go back to what I'm familiar with, which is washi. And then I am going to change the layout just a little bit to adjust for the current week. So this week is President's Day in the United States. So I have the day off, and then which means that I have an extra day to get things done, which I'm really excited about, like personal things done. And then this week is also the start to the Enchantathon Readathon, and that's a Readathon hosted by Paige from Creating and Co. She has a website and then obviously also a shop and Facebook group. And so she, if I remember, well, I'll remember. I'll leave links to all of that down below. And this week is the start of the Enchantathon, which is the Readathon that she is hosting. So I thought that this would be a great opportunity to use this book washi that I have from Simply Gilded. So I'm just laying down the bottom washi and using the board to tear the edges. I'm going to go back and cut the edge of this at the very end, but I just want to lay down the washi first. So these two washi colors, this one I think is, I forgot exactly what the name of these colors are, of this bow washi is. I'll see if I can leave the name in the description box below, but it does have, it's like a dusty pink with a rose gold colored foil, and in the roll, this dusty rose pink looks a lot closer to the background of this book washi. But in person, as you can see, the book washi is a lot lighter. So, that's okay. I still wanted to include it. The tones are fairly similar, and I did really want to include the book washi because of the Enchantathon. So I also like to put washi at the very top, so that's what I'm doing right now. Sometimes I go to the very end of the washi today, and very end of the page, but today I'm just gonna cover whatever the length or the width of the grid space and of the actual planner is. So there is a little bit of a border in the Hobonichi weeks that I'm leaving, at least on the sides, I'm leaving that side border. So this week that we're finishing up was Valentine's Day. So happy belated Valentine's Day if you celebrated. And if not, then happy Thursday. So here's kind of what the spread was from last week. I did get to see quite a few movies last week, or I guess I'm filming this on Sunday, so earlier this week. When you're watching this, it'll be last week. So I saw the Lego movie, the new one, Lego Movie 2, and that was cute. It is definitely, you definitely should see the very first Lego movie. The first Lego movie sets up the world and establishes like what the rules are for this world. And there's something that happens at the end that I really think is important to understanding kind of the second movie and the basis for the second movie. So overall, I thought it was good. It's obviously a little bit darker because like things have changed in the world. And you can see that in the trailers, right? They're like, the world has changed. And then like the main character, Emmett, is the same. So it kind of talks a little bit. The movie goes into that about how Emmett hasn't changed, that sort of thing. Overall, I liked it. I think I liked the first one better because it was like a little bit brighter and happier, but I thought the second one was good as well. We also saw Alita. We actually got to see it early on Tuesday. There was like a early showing, and then there was like extra, like not behind the scenes, it was more of like an interview with the directors, producer, and then like the main characters, the actors. And so we saw it, and honestly, my husband and I didn't really like the movie so much. Like I liked elements of the movie. I like the idea of this character that's found and discovers that, you know, she had this past history that she didn't know about. But I felt like there were parts that were rushed in order to, like this, Alita is originally a manga apparently. And so I felt like there were parts to the movie that were very, very clearly like would have taken a lot longer to establish in the manga, like over many like a couple of volumes, but they really tried to push it together into this movie, to condense it in this movie. And I found that a little bit hard to, not hard to follow, it just didn't seem realistic to me. Like there were definitely certain parts where I was like, is it really possible that this could happen? I think another issue I had with the movie was that it was really hard for me to kind of understand the time frame. Like they did have like nighttime occurring, but it really seemed like everything happened in a week. And I just find plots like that, when things happen in a week, especially with the development, the relationships between the characters, when that sort of thing happens, like I find it really unrealistic. Like it doesn't seem possible that it could happen in a week. So that's, I think, kind of the main issue that I had with that was like, how could these relationships occur and develop the way they did in the movie in such a short amount of time? All right, so what I'm doing right now, I've laid down the top and bottom washi, and like I tend to do, I forgot to put the lines down. It's not that I forget to do it. I think I would prefer not to draw these lines, but then I lay down these center lines, and I realized that it does look a little bit better if I outline these other boxes. I didn't used to do this. And then, like I said, it's not my preference to outline these boxes because it takes extra time. It seems really fussy. But I think overall it looks a little bit better. It's a little bit faster for me to see where each individual day is. And so throughout the week, when I look at things at a glance, I can see very, very quickly, oh, this is where Monday is. And I don't have to like, it's just a split second, but it's that extra split second to find where that division between Monday and Tuesday is. I hope that makes sense. Okay, I do have, so I'm using this reusable sticker book that I purchased off of Etsy. I'll leave the information for that down below, as well as the review I have of this planner. Or it's not even a planner, it's a sticker book. but I'm going to use this scalloped label. It's close enough in color, just to mark that it is President's Day, and so I don't have work, which is super exciting. So this first column will be all of my work and like appointments and things that my plans for this week. This middle column, which I am going to divide in half again, is going to be the my social media / YouTube, and then also exercise. And then the last box on the right is going to be, this last kind of quadrant is going to be where I put the hours that I wake up and go to sleep. It's kind of my own way of tracking how many hours of sleep I have. It seems like I wake up naturally after 6 hours of sleep, although I do find myself quite tired sometimes. So I'm trying to figure out what is a good amount of sleep for me, because like I said, I naturally wake up after 6.5 hours, but it seems like my body needs more. I don't know, we'll figure it out. All right, so here's where I'm gonna put my like waking up and going to sleep. This box is a little bit bigger than the other one, that's fine. And then here is gonna be my important events. So let's see, President's Day. So President's Day was originally Washington's birthday, and then because Lincoln's birthday is, I think, either the week before or a couple weeks before Washington's, or a couple weeks after, I can never remember. In some states, they decided to celebrate both. And one of the things that I had read about was that in some states, like the name of this holiday, even though it's a federal holiday, the name of it can change depending on the state. So some states call it Washington's birthday, some call it President Day, some call it President's Day. So I thought that was really kind of an interesting little tidbit. All right, other things that are happening this week. I think we might be having friends come over on the weekend. We asked a bunch of people if they would want to come over to play board games on Sunday, and I think people are coming. I'm not going to mark it in on the paper just yet because I have to confirm with my husband who's setting it up, but I am going to use this little sticky note to so that I remember throughout the week. These little yellow sticky notes are part of a 4-pack of sticky notes from Muji. I thought that they had discontinued those because they weren't on the Muji website for a while and I didn't see them in store, but I recently went back to Muji and they had a whole bunch of them. So they are back in stock, which I'm super excited about. They're like the perfect size. And if you are using the monthly section, right, they fit perfectly and just completely fill up the box without like being too big. So I think that that's really great. And then these are also really helpful for the Hobonichi Cousin monthly as well. So heads up if you like little post-it notes, and like these are like post-it flags, right, originally for like tabs. Okay, let's see, Thursday, I'm gonna go ahead and put my work hours in, so this part I might speed up. Okay, and then the only last thing that I currently have going on this week so far is on Thursday. So two weeks ago, we were supposed to, last week, we were supposed to have a poetry workshop on Tuesday, but we ended up having to cancel afternoon classes, including that poetry workshop, because we had some kind of rough weather, and it wasn't anything that we couldn't have it wasn't like, I think, was it schools? I think a lot of public schools like ended early. My husband's school continued until the end of classes, but our school decided that they wanted to close early just to make sure that people didn't get stuck in the like traffic going home. So this poetry workshop is going to be on Thursday, and apparently there's supposed to be snow right around the Wednesday, Thursday time frame. So hopefully this workshop will not get canceled again, because like I'm super excited to see what the teacher does for that. And I hope it's like well attended, but it's just been really difficult actually being able to make that schedule. All right, let's see. I think I want to add a little bit of washi in the middle to create a divider here. I don't usually put washi in the middle, especially 15 millimeter washi, because it's so big, but I wanted to, like I said, really use this washi because of the Readathon this week. So I think that's what I'll do. And then I think I'm going to use a to-do header. Okay, we decided on this one. And I'll just lay that down. So the tweezers for me are mostly because my hands get in the way and I can't see where I'm laying down stickers, especially as a left-hander. I don't know if it really matters if I'm left-handed or right-handed, but I do find that this is useful to lay down stickers, especially for things that actually are on the left side. All right, so this is going to be my big to-do box. I do kind of like this really big open section of to-dos. I'm not going to use any checklist stickers here because I do want to utilize all of that space if I can. For the Readathon is called the Enchantathon, and it is basically fantasy themed. There is a group read, and then, do I want to use the books, or does that look a little bit out of place? It looks a little out of place, right? Maybe I'll use it in my other planner. Okay, so I have the different challenges here. I also have what the photo challenges are, and then I also wanted to do a tracker as well, like a weekly tracker. And I'm really trying to condense what I'm putting on the tracker. So I don't do a tracker just for the sake of tracking. I do a tracker because I need to track in order to create habits. So for example, I used to track flossing because that was something that I knew I needed to do, but I think like many people didn't do. And so I started tracking it, and after a couple months I stopped tracking it because it got to the point where I was consistent enough with it that if I didn't floss, it felt really weird to not floss. So I am a habitual flosser now, and I don't put that on my tracker anymore. I did take off hydration, like water, because I find that that's really not helping me. Like it's just not useful. So I think I need to figure out a better way for me to get into the habit of drinking more water, because I don't think tracking it is very effective for me, and I don't want to continue to do it if it's not effective. So I think I'm going to use this little odds and ends sticker to track, to mention that this is tracking. Let's see, I'm going to not lay down the sticker completely until I figure out hopefully that sticker will stick on top of the washi. Washi is a little bit, or like most of the washi I have is a little bit slick, so sometimes stickers don't stick to it. I might have to readjust that later. Okay, and then this part here is all going to be about the Readathon. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill that in. So there's 5 challenges, which I just wrote down. The first one is a group read, and the group read book is called A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I think it's a Beauty and the Beast type retelling. I don't actually have that book. I have it on hold at the library, but I'm like number 5 in line. Or like or maybe number 2, but there's like, all the books are checked out. So we'll see if I get to it. My retelling is going to be Scarlet from Marissa Meyer. Contains Royalty is going to be Queen of the Tierling. Contains Romance. I honestly don't remember what book I chose, but I think I had a separate book for that. And then last one for Fantasy, which is just kind of any fantasy, I decided to choose In an Absent Dream. So the Contains Romance, I will write in once I remember what it is. But even if I don't have a Contains Romance book, which I think I do, I just don't remember, Scarlet would work. I'm assuming because it's YA, Queen of the Tierling might work as well, although I don't actually know. And then there's also photo challenges. And the photo challenges just got posted. I think Paige has been kind of busy with her shop and some other kind of things. So she just, I think last night in the Creating and Co Facebook group, reading Facebook group, put down the challenges, which is the TBR. So I'm assuming your TBR stack. Royalty is the next keyword. Magic is another keyword, and then the last keyword is planned. So I'm assuming how you planned everything, your reading challenges, which for me would be this. And then there's also a scavenger hunt, but if she hasn't released that information yet, so if this is enough space, then I will put it there. If not, then I might do like a sticky note, like a really cute, not this one, because it doesn't, I have ones that match this theme a little bit better, but just putting a sticky note with the scavenger hunt theme and just like, you know, using it in my notebook. But that is pretty much it. So here is one last look, close up. And I just looked at the time, and it's only taken me 26 minutes, so about half an hour to do this, which is a significant time decrease compared to last week. And I would even say these previous weeks when I was doing a lot of the outlining. So, and I think it took me like 5 minutes to just kind of figure out what I was going to write down for the Readathon. So very pleased with, I personally am pleased with how this spread turned out and how long it took me. That is going to be it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.